Hello. Hey guys, what is up? This is Livy Igwe coming live from London. If you guys are watching me on a replay, drop me a hashtag style. I have to finish this drink in the next 30 minutes. If not, I may be an owl. Today we're going to be talking about from irritation. I'm so excited about this topic because it really brings into business or into anything that we want to create to start off. So I'm super excited about this. So if you guys don't know, hello, my name is Olivia. I help the multicultural, multi-ethnic to brand on social media and to earn also at the same time. So if that is you and you're looking to earn, hashtag hybrid. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, invoice to invoice. Hey, Ismia, how are you? Kiara, Sash. Oh, no, not Sasha. Simon. Comment tu vas? Jonathan, comment tu vas? Today we're going to be talking about how a pearl is formed into an oyster. Let me show you how this, I got this inspiration of like a reel that, actually a video that I got, and I was like, oh my days, I can turn it into a story. Now, there's going to be 3 bullet points for you guys, so stick tuned, stay on. But I want to talk to you about how a pearl is formed into an oyster. For the guys that don't know, if you guys know, an oyster basically, because I had to read it, so let me just read it for you guys. A pearl forms with like okay, let's say an oyster. If anybody likes oyster, tells me in the comments below. If you're watching a replay, hashtag style. Now, in the oyster, when there comes like sand, we're going to call it sand, it's actually sort of like grain dust, a parasite. It goes into this oyster, right? And it's not exactly dirt, what they say, but that's how it goes into how the pearl is formed. Now, the oyster secretes like this stuff out of their eyes and like, ew. You know, for example, when you get a fly in your eye and you're like, ew, I'm trying to take it out, you're just rubbing, etc. That's the same thing of what an oyster has in the oyster. I was going to say my eye. In the oyster, right? So it secretes this kind of stuff that comes out. Now, what is secretes? It's something that's called nacre. So it's like the color of the pearl that's going to be created, right? So it's a substance. Let's call it the mother of the pearl, something like that. But you guys can go and Google it, whatever, right? And over time, the layer of what you have in your eye could start turning into this little pearl, right? Which is inside the oyster, which sometimes that's what people love going for, is like finding that oyster in there. So how's that got to do, Olivia, with the content of today? Well, because there's 3 parts to it. Irritation sparks growth. Irritation sparks growth. In the oyster, when you start your business venture, when you start going back onto the dating scene, when you start going into, a new business, when you start doing something new, there is discomfort that is required for you to go to the other side. There is comfort that is required to grow. You cannot grow from no pain to getting into the best relationships or the best friendship. You have to go through something because you were so comfortable in the normal that you need to be pulled. You need to be extracted, just like in network marketing. It's the same thing. It feels weird to be rejected when somebody says, it's a pyramid, it's a scam, it doesn't, yeah. Or it could be, hey, look, I'm not interested right now, but in the next 6 months, it could work out. I'm not interested right now. And that is what it is. For you to build going on social, whatever it is, you are going to be built with rejection. You work in sales, it's the same thing. No, I'm not interested because like my boyfriend doesn't like my outfit. First of all, when I had that objection, I'm like, bro, is the boyfriend buying from you, or you don't have any personality that you just can't say no to me? Or is it because like you got to get like a second advice? Absolutely not. You're not getting, like, I have somebody in my life, I wear whatever the F I want. You do not tell me what to wear unless you're my husband. Then we can figure out, then we can talk about it. But if not, I wear what I want to wear. That's it. Point blank into the store. So I don't get it when people say, I didn't identify boyfriend. Confidence. Can we build you before you build anything else? Anyways, that's another subject that will get me like triggered on another level, but that's okay. In order for you to be like hands down, like pressured, you need to be able to lean into something that is going to be your starting point. That is why network marketing is the best thing, because you can grow from, okay, I'm fed up of living paycheck to paycheck, invoice to invoice, or not loving my body. So I'm going to start putting steps in order to get there every single day. Now, is it going to be tough? Absolutely. It's not easy turning something that is easy to go and eat the hamburger into changing into something that, maybe I should start having some like salad and some meat, and maybe not going for the rice, but maybe going some sweet potato, okay? Number two, the layer of your skills is like the nacre, like that creamy, unfortunately I don't have my other ring, but it's like a creamy nacre sort of like style. Let me see if I can show you, right? Nacre would be a little bit like, it's not white, but it's cream like this, right? That is what we want. Now, how do we get there? The oyster doesn't stop after the first layer. It keeps on building, right? In order to build that, you got to build the fact that you got to be facing the rejection. You got to be doing the live. You got to be connecting with people. You got to start laying of growth, going to a new gym. When I moved into this arena, in this area that I am, I had to find a new CrossFit. I had to grow and find new friends. I had to get into the uncomfortable of doing things that made me comfortable. Like, for example, last year, I did a CrossFit competition, a weightlifting competition. Now they're like, you should maybe do another one. Like, in me, I'm like, I don't know if I should do it, but I know it's going to build the resistance. I know it's going to build the layer of being me, right? Your unique value is the pearl that's creating into your body. It's the pearl that's starting to build to finance. I have no idea why I'm saying finance, but it's like to finance you, to finesse you into the person that you're supposed to be. But you cannot be that person if you are not required to show up, if you're not required to grow, if you're not required to build the inner you, because you cannot build you with no layer. You cannot build a foundation if you're not willing to get out of your comfort zone. You cannot build if you're not willing to get out of who you are, right? And so I want you guys to understand, I don't know how many minutes I am, but you got to understand that in order for you to grow, you have to lean in it first. Sometimes it feels difficult to just be sitting into it and be like, you know what? I just don't like it anymore. I don't like sitting in what I'm sitting. But sometimes in the sitting is where the growth is. Sometimes in that darkness is where you're going to be able to grow. But you cannot grow if you're not willing to do it. Yes, Khadija, I gotta lean into it. Absolutely. And I know and I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying I'm the person that's saying it's very easy. No, absolutely not. It's not easy to get into pain. It's not easy to face something that you're like, oh, I don't know if they're going to like me or whatever. But you have to build you into where you're wanting to go. You have to build what is not enough that you are fed up of, that is not working in your favor, and that you're going to have to change, right? Last thing I will leave you is your pearl. And on my notes that I wrote, your pearl has value, but if it has to be born in pain. When we were born as babies, just so I know, our mothers went through excruciating pain, or some, had to do a C-section, whatever. They had to birth through pain, but the birthing of you coming out was the most beautiful thing on the planet, right? Wasn't it the most beautiful thing on the planet? Like, you were the God-given gift of that birth. I want you to understand that that's what it is. Pain requires you to change, because you cannot become the messenger if you're not willing to become the mess. I'll repeat that again for the people at the back, if they have not heard, because this is something I want you guys to understand. You cannot become the message nor the messenger if you haven't been through pain. You cannot become the messenger if you have not been through the mess. I don't want to work with somebody that's perfect. I don't want it. But you know what I will do is I'll create discipline. Because if you at some point decide to join me in business, you know that I am disciplined. That what I say, I do. And some of y'all, the reason why you're not joining me in business is because it's not you're scared of joining me like great. You're scared of the version of you saying yes because you're scared of saying the no. You know what I mean? In the sense that if we're connected, you have to be disciplined. I expect you to discipline yourself. And sometimes seeing somebody on the other side that's much more disciplined requires that we have to elevate. But some of y'all won't elevate because it feels good to be in comfort. It feels good to be at the same line. Why would I change? Life is good. could just like depend on my baby daddy, or I can depend on society, or I can just depend on this 9 to 5. Yeah, but it doesn't grow you. In order for you to get to the other side, you're going to have to take the leap. You're going to have to cross that bridge. And your pearl has value. Your pearl absolutely does have value. But network marketing is turning stories from pain into experience into profit. And if you can keep on doing that by sharing your testimony, by continuously talking about the same thing all the time on repeat. I love when people say, so what are you doing now? Same shit, same thing. I'm building. I sell the same thing. I ain't hopping from one opportunity to another. I speak the same thing all the time. What is it that you're just like, I'm going to do this? It didn't work for me. I still remember I was talking to this girl and she was like, oh yeah, I started doing this. And, I was into like fishing. And then, it's just a little bit hard. So I decided to go into gardening. And then now I'm just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do with life. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why would I want to do business with you when you keep on one day wanting this, one day wanting that? No, I will get married. Yes, I will have kids. God will. Yes, the business is going to turn. Yes, it will make 6 figures. Yes, we are recruiting. Yes, we are attracting the right people. Yes, I am that dealer. But because you got to repeat your same message, it doesn't matter how long it takes. It's the decision of you deciding, I don't want to be that pearl anymore, that ugly or no pearl at all, right? So from irritation to income, that's what it was. So if anything of this resonates, and if you feel that there's pressure, if you feel that, you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you feel that you're struggling, if you feel that, there's no way of you getting out, I have a simple system. I have an ingredient that will create a system that will work in the day of your life, in the pockets of your day, and you're willing to turn discomfort into discipline, then absolutely, you can message me #hybrid. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. If this resonates, share with a friend. Talk to you guys later. Bye.